Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Glaxion. You can get the blueprint for the Glaxion from the Corpus or Energy Lab in your dojo, and it's definitely on the more expensive side of things because you're gonna need 20,000 credits, a fully built field drone, 550 circuits, 2,500 cryotic, and a fully built Forma. The Glaxion is a Mastery Rank 8 primary beam weapon that does pure core damage with perfect accuracy, an 80-round magazine, and a 2.2-second reload, and it comes with 8% crit chance, a standard 2x crit multiplier, and a massive 34% status chance. It also comes with pretty good range of 24 meters, which is about this far away from the door. Now on top of that, you can also use the beam weapon specific combustion beam mod, which makes enemies explode, dealing 600 damage when they die, which is quite nice. And it has sort of a unique death animation on enemies if you freeze them, where they shatter kind of like they do with Frost's Avalanche. And finally, just like other beam weapons, there is a bit of a ramp up to the damage, so you start by doing 20% damage, which then ramps up to full damage after 0.6 seconds, and if you then don't fire the weapon for 2 seconds, it goes back down. Now, as far as the build goes, if you're not going to use a Riven, this is the build I would actually recommend, where we basically just double down on everything. We have double damage with Serration and Heavy Caliber, which doesn't affect the weapon with negative accuracy at all. We have double multi-shot with Split Chamber and Vigilante armament, and we also double down on corrosive damage, running both High Voltage and Malignant Force, as well as Stormbringer and Infected Clip. This provides a good mixture of damage and status, and it will allow you to take it up to sort of level 80, 85-ish. It is, however, pure single target damage. You can't even punch through the enemies with this setup, so while you're going to be doing decent damage, you're going to be killing the enemies one at a time. It is pretty strong though, especially if you can squeeze in a Riven as well, or you're running some sort of a flat crit buff. If, however, you don't like the pure single target nature of this, I would recommend this setup instead, where we're going to run gas damage as well as combustion beam. This setup is very weak in comparison, and it only really works on the star chart, but it feels significantly better when doing normal missions thanks to the AoE added via gas damage as well as the combustion beam mod. But I really can't recommend it for anything other than just normal star chart missions, especially after the Eximus rework that made them much tougher. The Glaxion is definitely unique. It is a freeze ray at the end of the day, and it can be pretty fun to use every now and then, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you're looking for a good weapon, because while the damage you can do is solid with the right build, especially if you have a Riven on it, it's just not all that great. Which, I mean, it's not that big of a surprise, right? The weapon is 8 years old and it shows. It was designed for a completely different game. So I would only recommend it to you if you think the Glaxion, the idea of the Glaxion is just really cool, because, you know, that's a good enough reason to get anything in the game, or if you have a really good Riven for it, because it can actually be pretty decent if you have a well-rolled Riven. But outside of that, I don't think you're gonna miss all that much if you skip it. And as always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.